The old bat mid. It's always very, very dominant. We'll only have to wait and see. Of course, we did see Carl on the Void Spirit the other day doing. I mean, he was doing an amazing job. That
Oh
game
yeah.
we saw him, but not this time, Carl. He'll be forced to do that mid bat. I will reserve judgment for now. We'll see how it pans out. Like up against the Storm Spirit, he should have a pretty good time. In my opinion, there's no way Moon wins this matchup in laning phase. Anyway, assuming he doesn't get any help coming in, it would be very, very tough for a Storm Spirit pre-6 to actually be able to sustain himself in this mid lane.
It's not gonna be easy. You do have a very early magic wand for Moon, fully upgraded, so he's got the wand on hand for a little bit more burst heal. Smart move. Does expect it to be Carl down mid, so he's gonna get a little bit more value, just a little bit more burst heal on hand.
Interesting that he went all the way for the wand as well, right? Like usually if you're gonna go for anything, you'll buy a stick, and you won't really go wand till later on because it's unnecessary gold being spent. But I suppose in the mid matchup, the stats do help you out. They are pretty decent stats on that magic wand. Oh, DJ, a very nice bounty rune still up at the top lane. Double impale into just a bounty rune swipe off the side of Geek Fam, and that's not going to be the start you wanted if you were Geek Fam. Nice little play there from DJ.
Yeah, they still do manage to trade 2 for 2, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It is going to be rather annoying to catch out this Nyx. Really early boot start for DJ means that he's going to have a good time dipping in and out. Like Winter or White Mon will have to really just spam out the Stroke of Fate, and there's only so much mana you have in lane.
That is true. DJ gonna immediately go for a pull. Just get that wave behind the tier 1 tower. It's gonna be a rather hard lane for Ice up until you get those couple levels up, right? So you don't really want to have to try and contest Whiteman and the Jug. So DJ's just gonna go ahead and pull the wave away. Ice will try and deal with this Grimstroke while he has a second, but it's rough for a DK to do this.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a slow start for them. They are just kind of trying to split that EXP. Raven should have no problem, though. Like, this is something the Jug is going to enjoy. He's going to have easy access to his creep wave. We'll have to juggle last hits under tower. But otherwise, this should be a fairly good time to farm for Geek Fam.
Oh, Whiteman still being chased down by Ice, in fact. Just slowly but surely with this Orb of Venom, Ice is gonna get the kill if he doesn't get any help here. Whiteman, he's almost dead, but the creeps. How dare they? Block up Ice, and now Whiteman will be able to just turn around and harass him out a little bit, but he gets the pull off anyway. He'll be alright with this. We'll have a look at the other lanes while we have a chance. Of course, in that mid lane, you'll see Carl spamming away at that sticky napalm onto Moon. Moon is still having a very, very nice time though. 12-2 in comparison to the 5-1 of that Batrider. That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's really leveraged his range advantage and raw damage output a lot better. Like, Carl does have to depend on getting napalm stacks, and he's even held off and leveling up an offensive spell. So we don't see the Firefly or Flame break up. He's holding on to it, and that just means, Moon just has to be annoyed a little bit by the napalm. But look at that, he's got basically 20 charges up. Yeah, there you go, 20 charges in the wand. Nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, it always feels very, very nice when you have 21 charges just sitting there waiting to be used up. Bot lane, Savage could use those 1 charges right now because he is being chased down and he is going to be the first blood. Zephyr will pick it up on the Rubik. Jabs wasn't really able to help out at all.
Yeah, this is something that you do get with like a PL dual lane. There are very few heroes that can play nicely with a PL. So Jabs just can't do as much as you'd want together with Savage. And Cuckoo with level 2 with that Resonant Pulse really can lay the hurt on, especially if you have a couple of illusions in that lane. It's easier for Cuckoo to kind of sustain himself.
Cuckoo, he's going to have a nice start anyway. See how far he can push that start. Of course, once he hits level 6, I'm sure we'll start seeing some play attempts here from Cuckoo on this Void Spirit. Looks like Zephyr is going to leave him alone for a little bit as well on the Rubik and maybe make a bit of a mid-rotation. He's probably got the call there from Carl that the mid lane has not gone as expected and Moon is farming a little bit too well. So here they come. In fact, from both sides. We even have Whiteman rotating in, but DJ is going to be able to scout that out. Does go for an impale, but now the lift onto Moon with that Firefly from Carl, but Carl is too low. He can't dive that tier 1 tower as he ran straight into the static remnant. And so Moon remains safe, and that's going to be a 3-man rotation in mid, really for nothing.
Yeah, it's costing Geek Fam just a bit in the side lanes. Like they are giving some space out to the side laners now without that support presence, but Fnatic's not really being able to maximize that too much. Like you look at Ice up top, even if he's left alone, it's still a Jug. Jug can eat through your physical armor with Blade Fury, and he does have a way of sustaining himself with a healing ward, which DK can't really reach back into. So Geek Fam's still kind of fine, despite wasting those support times.
Well, bot lane, Cuckoo trying to make a jump there onto Savage, but still at that level 3 mark, so he can't do too much, but now getting jabs with that lift may be enough with the Aether Remnant, though no jabs, Aether Fairy Fire and uses stick charges, and that'll be enough. Both will back off, just trading regen. Cuckoo feeling the need to bring even more out, but now he could be in trouble. Simulate, back up to jabs, but that's going to allow a cold feed to come out onto Cuckoo. But he'll be alright, he'll walk out of range. Now Zephyr's going to be there and they look to turn this around. Jabs has no way out of this and should just die. The Savage is coming in to threaten Cuckoo a little bit. He does take him out, but now the Aether Remnant does connect. Zephyr doesn't really have mana, but does have a Mango. He won't need to use it anyway. They will just trade and that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of aggression from Geek Fam, which I like to see down bot. They're just making it super hard for Savage to find that farm. To be fair, Savage is still kind of finding that farm. Like, in comparison to Raven, he's just about, what, one last hit behind? Not too bad.
Well, now Moon makes a rotation up towards the top lane, and it was just a bit of a scuttle in the Radiant Triangle, but Moon will claim himself his first kill of the game, and finds himself some very, very nice stacks being set up here in his triangle as well. Obviously wants to take them before Carl gets in range and spots him out. DJ, however, is going to be chased down and does get lassoed up, and he burns very, very quickly to the damage. But I don't think DJ is going to mind that too much, considering how much farm he's given over to Moon on that Storm now. I think he's more than happy.
Yeah, it's a bigger win for Fnatic in that kind of trade. You force out the first lasso. It's not in the side lane core. It's not in Savage. So you're taking a little bit of the presence of Carl away. He is still saving up for some of his items, of course. Going to be going for the travels first for that easy access and easier time going around the map, which is fair enough. Like, this is the tendency we see from Bat Riders. He has to step up his farming game. So you would like to see some stacks perhaps coming out for the Bat, because he's just not keeping up with Moon in that sense.
That he is not. Does he even have any stacks going for him right now? Yeah, there's one next to him on his own triangle, I guess. He's got a double stack there. Not too big of a deal, though. It's not really that much gold. At this point, like, with Moon farming the way he is, he's going to be able to really start applying a lot of pressure. In fact, he finds himself a Royal Jelly as well, which is always really nice to have on your team. And looks like he may actually rotate up top. They've popped the Dragon form, and now, whoa, actually DJ just dies to the Omni Slash of Raven. Carl is going to show up, but now will zip in straight onto the Jug. Trying to burst him down, Raven. He will go down. Now Whiteman as well will be the next target, and Moon finds a double kill. They will lose Ice, and now Moon just going to try and run away from Carl, who does have that Firefly active right now. He does at least get the healing ward, but should just die here to Carl, who has so much sticky napalm. And yeah, Moon, he will go down. DJ tried to come in to help out, but it'll be a double kill for both mid laners now.
It's a nice time for Geek Fam. Like, they do manage to at least find something for losing their Jug. So in the end, they're still going to be pretty happy. That does help out the Bat Rider in his item progression. So it is kind of closing that gap between Moon and Carl. still not too happy that you trade Raven away. Overall, the big thing is that your pause 1 dies, and they lose, they basically just lose Ice for that, which doesn't really matter. He's going to walk in. It's going to be half a minute till the Dragon form. They're ready to go.
He's back in. Vortex going to be there with DJ, though they did already commit the Impale and they did miss, but Moon may just keep chasing for this. Healing Ward going to be dropped again. Zephyr will show himself now on the Rubik. That'll be it. They don't want to dive into 2 heroes, and at the very least, they do force Raven to go back into his jungle.
Yeah, it's gonna take the presence away from that Jug. You see a really early commitment from Fnatic to kind of try to apply pressure up top. This is buying them some space in their other lanes, so this is free time for Jabs to play catch-up on the AA.
Easy catch. And, Cuckoo. TP'd in. Dragon Tail is going to be there. He does have an Astral Step. He'll dissimulate for now with the Aether Remnant, not connecting on Moon, who will just zip away. But he's going to try and hold this by himself. Now Moon will feel comfortable to try and go back in. Dragon Tail will be there, and Moon zipping forward again. Perfect distancing from that Aether Remnant. And will find a secondary kill for himself.
Yeah, they managed to find some really nice kills. That TP cancellation kind of hurt them. That did allow Fnatic to continue forward. They take that tier 1 now. So you've got the dead lane top for Geek Fam. They're not going to be able to toss Raven there for safe farm. He switches over to bot, which will leave him a bit more exposed.
Whiteman gonna go down to Jabs. They were just fighting over those bounty runes, and, well, Jabs wins out the war. Mid lane, however, DJ getting dived right now by Carl, but he committed the Spy Carapace, and Carl, well, he has a haste rune. So TJ goes into Vendetta, but he can't get out of the fire and will die. And now Ice. You do not want to go into that man right now. Luckily, the Firefly does wear out, but the Sticky Napalm is still doing a lot of damage. He needs one more hit, but Moon is in here, and he cannot finish it off. Oh, and you saw Whiteman come in trying to go for a Stroke of Fate on the Grimstroke from a mile away, but he knew he was out of range. And well, now they go in with the Inkswell on Cuckoo, but Moon will zip away before the silence reaches him, and now Cuckoo in a very peculiar spot. He'll be okay, though. He had an Astral Step charge anyway. But Geek Fam, they're definitely the ones chasing kills right now, and they're not really finding them as successfully as Fnatic has been.
Nah, they don't have an easy way to get that initiation beyond Cuckoo. So if they want to get this done, they actually do have to play with their Void Spirit in this case. Void Spirit and Grimstroke together is really potent initiation.
Oh, they're going to make a chase down to Savage. Up in that top lane, he will Phantom Rush away, and he does have help, but the lasso is going to be there, and Whiteman will show up with the Inkswell, and that's going to be a very, very easy kill. Now Cuckoo will make the jump straight onto Jabs, and Jabs understands he has nowhere to go. He's going to die eventually, and Carl will be the one to pick it up on the Batrider. And, well, Savage getting a bit overly confident there. He was in the jungle just farming up, and he decided to doppel into the Rubik. And eventually, it ended up costing him his life. And I suppose he wasn't aware that Carl had the boots travel up. So he does have that very, very fast TP.
Yeah, it's just a bit too far forward when he didn't need to be too far. Like, there's no reason for Savage to be up top. He could be farming bot, although.
Oh, nice doppel out from Zephyr. Now steals the Spy Carapace as well, just getting every defensive ability he could ask for, and Carl will come in. Moon has plenty of mana, but Spy Carapace actually going to hold him in place, and now he's forced to zip away. Carl is still on the chase, but again, there's just so much mana available right now. And Moon will just use all his mana to ensure he gets out of that situation. And Geek Fam will miss out on a huge kill, but they didn't, in all fairness, they didn't have Lasso available.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a long shot, but Fnatic does have to respect the damage output of Geek Fam a bit. They do come in line a bit early. You're at that point with Carl where he can just go a bit crazy. He's very close to his blink as well, so just about 1,200 away. Once that blink is up, you can expect Geek Fam to have Carl just really run around to try to find those single target pickoffs.
I mean, he already has been. That's the funny thing, right? He hasn't seemed to need it yet, but I definitely agree. Once that Blink Dagger's up, things get a lot scarier here for Fnatic. Especially Savage, who he continues to fluctuate in net worth, Like, we constantly see him either at the top or second or third. He's just going to kind of stay out of trouble for a little while and just make sure he stays away from that Batrider, who really is spiking in power at the moment. Like, speaking of, Ice needs to be a little bit careful as well mid lane, as Cuckoo is looking for a way to jump in on this Dragon Knight. They don't quite find the opening. The Fnatic, meanwhile, they've smoked up. Moon again rushing towards that top lane. They spot out Carl. DJ is there in the Vendetta as well. They zip in straight away with the Impale and Vendetta Strike. They even commit the Ice Blast just in case. And you see why. There were so many rotations coming in from Geek Fam, but they just aren't going to make it in time.
Yeah, and that frees up Ice to take out that mid-tier one. So they find the objective as well, although...
Yeah, they get a lift off on Ice, but he's so tanky. That spin is doing no damage to him. That is the double braces for you after all. Aether Element does connect, but again, I just don't see them getting through that much HP.
It's not the easiest target to go for just yet. If you take a look at Raven's build-up as well, he is, of course, going for the Battle Fury, as we tend to see these jugs do, especially against a PL. So it's going to be a while until the PLs and until the jugs in any fighting form. This will sort of help Fnatic. Like, you know, Savage is not going to be under any threat of being jumped by a very angry jug anytime soon. So you only need to worry about all the other heroes. And Savage is, you know, it's still not the fastest farm we've seen him on. He's number 1 in net worth again. Got the Diffusal up, going straight for the Manta next, and then the Heart. And as long as he keeps that pace up, I'd say by the Manta, you'd be pretty set to go if you wanted to on this PL. So there is a bit of an opportunity for Fnatic in that sense. They are starting to slowly build up. You look at Moon as well, saving up for the Bloodstone, and the build-up should be pretty decent from him. He's been super active on the map, and that has kind of paid off. Like, Fnatic does kind of play a 4P1 around Savage. Moon has decided that, you know, he has to play a bit more active for the team, and overall the rotations have been working out. So Geek Fam needs to find even more ways to punish, and we are reaching that point though where Carl, again, is very close. Just 30 gold off that blink. Should have it after this camp, and you really look to Geek Fam to really just go smoke up, find a key kill on the Storm. That's really the biggest one you could hope for.
I mean, they could try for Savage as well, though, right? Like, it's going to be a bit more difficult, but it certainly is possible.
Yeah, like Savage would be, in terms of net worth, bigger. It's just that he's so far away from the action now. Like, he's staying down bot. Not really showing himself in much more dangerous spots where Geek Fam has vision, and they do smoke up. And they are going to be going top.
Yeah, straight to Moon. Moon has plenty of mana, though. He should be just perfectly fine unless they get the Blink Lasso, and Moon... Oh, he's going to TP away. Oh, he didn't walk into the tree line, and that means he is probably dead. The Inkswell follow-up from Whiteman was enough to secure the kill. That is some very, very unfortunate timing.
Yeah, it's a really good blink reveal coming out from Carl. That does mean Fnatic perhaps should be a little bit more careful on the map. They don't have too many offensive wards. It's all focused on keeping their jungle safe for Savage. So you have to be really wary when they go out and show themselves in that top lane.
And that they do. Of course, while that was happening, Raven does now have the full Battle Fury up, so his farm should escalate quite a bit now. Let's see him really climbing in net worth on the graph, and he is currently sitting at second. Going for that Yasha straight after, so very standard stuff for the junk. Savage, of course, already has the Diffusal and is trying to go into the Yasha himself to go into a Manta style. Nothing really changes with PLs, it's just what you tend to do. So it's a very similar start for both these two cores. Like, both these POS ones have had, you know, it's basically been the same game. Savage is 300 gold in front, but it's really nothing. Like, the Battle Fury just came up, so you'd imagine Raven should, in theory, start to overtake that PL by just a bit as well.
Yeah, it should be easier for Raven to find more efficiency. Oh,
Zephyr getting caught out. And Ice was there to set up with his own Blink Dagger on the DK.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice pick off. Not the biggest kill in the world. They would look to perhaps get a bit of a push going. because they did commit that dragon form. So you see a bit of a movement up to top. They want to try chipping away perhaps at that tier 2. And they should be able to get some decent damage out. I don't think they have enough to clear it out, but they should chip it to around half if they commit.
Oh, they might go all the way. No, never mind. There's going to be a TP mid, where they are making a chase onto Carl right now, and with the Firefly, of course, he does leave a trail behind, but he has a haste rune, so he's flying at some pretty fast speeds. Instead, however, they spawn out Cuckoo, who may not know what's going on because he just disconnected from the game. So, Ice already making the pings out. He's got the blink ready to go, and Cuckoo may just die here, as Moon also has a decent enough amount of mana to make the jump in on the Void Spirit if they do get the stun off.
Yeah, is a bit of a scary situation for Cuckoo. They don't have vision in this Radiant side, or at least by the River side. So that's something Fnatic can really maximize here.
Ice does get the stun off, and now the zip in from Moon with the Ice Blast to fly in. Is it enough? Cuckoo, he does dissimulate. Should be fine for now, but the Ice Blast damage is slowly ticking away, and well, Moon actually finds Whiteman while he's at it. And Cuckoo will barely survive with his life intact. I think he had about 50 HP before he ticked out.
Oh,
Meanwhile, top, however, Savage being chased down. Carl will get defused up, but Savage should eventually just be dead. Surely. Omni Slash, yeah, they just commit the Omni. They don't want to waste any time with this PL. Just secure the kill. So,
Oh?
yeah, DJ's here with jabs. They've got an Ice Blast.
Oh no.
No, they're going to spin. The Impale missed anyway. And DJ, he'll be fine. They're not going to make the full jump in. It's lucky they didn't either, because Moon is there on the Storm Spirit, ready to just jump back in and start a big team fight if he could. And Geek fam, they'll happily just get back to farming up. Now Cuckoo does get jumped now with that Ice Blast, and this time they do secure the kill.
Yeah, really good timing in finding that one. That's right after Moon's Bloodstone, so he gets an additional charge. Always happy when that happens as a Storm. Fnatic, if they want to play around this top area, really need wards. Especially if they toss Savage up there. They just can't have the guy unprotected, or at least without vision. So they need to tidy up the areas where Savage farms.
That they do. Savage is just currently running with his team, though. Meanwhile, Moon zipping to his outpost. At 20-minute mark, and well, Fnatic, they didn't actually get any outpost XP, as they were both denied off by Geek fam. Or in fact, never mind, it was the other way around, I meant. Fnatic actually got both outposts.
It's a nice little boon for them. Right in the nick of time, I believe, that bottom outpost take. And they also do secure all the runes. It looks like they will be able to get control of the top runes as well. So a bit of a gold advantage coming in there as Geek fam hasn't really nailed down control of the map. They do smoke up, though. Maybe they find something big.
I mean, they've got the Yasha up now on Raven, and in all fairness, Omni Slash is still 15 seconds away, but they may feel like they'll have enough time by the time they get to the team fight, and well, now it's 10 seconds away, so it's almost certainly going to be up very, very soon. There will be a jump in straight onto Ice. They'll just try and secure this DK kill. No need to Omni this. They do get it. And with that, well, they'll take some creeps away, but more importantly, I think they really want to just try and take out that tier 1 mid tower. Or maybe Cuckoo getting caught out by Moon. Ice Blast again to fly in.
Oh no.
And Moon is tipping Cuckoo now, just thanking him for all the free kills. Although, oh, Moon, no. Not like this, Moon. You just tipped him. Oh, that's it, Cuckoo. Tip him back, Cuckoo.
Oh, overconfidence.
You can't tip and then die a second after. That is an automatic retip. Carl, of course, in trouble now, going to try and run away. He does get Lance, but he is a very, very fast bat, though. No, the Spike Carapace will hold him in place. But essentially, Geek fam, although it wasn't the cleanest effort, they got the tier 1 mid tower. So it's not all too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're still happy about killing that Storm anyway. You take away a charge on his Bloodstone. You slow down his farm just a tad bit, and you take away the presence Fnatic's relying on. They really do rely on Moon to get them their plays right now, because Ice is not really in a position to get all this done himself, and Savage can do some damage, but it's not perfectly safe for him.
Whiteman gets the Inkswell off, but he will not survive. However, Savage is currently pretty alone. His team is coming in, but he may die in the process. Ice Blast is there. Raven will go for the spin. Savage still falling low, but Cuckoo's falling even lower. Raven, he does end up dying, and now Cuckoo, he's going to be a sitting duck, and Savage walks out of there with a triple kill. And I was almost certain he was going to die, but it just was not the case, and that is going to be almost a full team wipe.
Whew, Geek fam, you've
Carl?
got to be oh no.
Okay,
Oh,
Carl
no.
wants to give him the full team wipe. Let's make it a full one. Carl will try and run away. Savage is going to run on the outskirts of the river, and they will not be able to secure Carl.
Yeah, it's still so much better for Fnatic though. Like, they find the big kill on the Jug at last, so this does give us a bit of a better lead on Savage. You're reaching the point on the PL where he is scary. Like, this is the starting point for most PLs. Diffusal Manta is your building block. It's not quite perfect, but it's enough. You also see the Basher build up into the heart for Savage, which is really, really good. It gives you control on the Jug when he spins. If you get that lucky bash, Raven's just going to be stuck in a really awkward spot. And Geek Fam right now needs to be a lot more careful with when they commit the Omni. They need it in these big fights, and they need to guarantee that Raven catches big heroes with that spell, because if they don't, then the Jug, it's hard for him to man fight against a PL. You know, even with a Battle Fury, the PL's just so slippery. He's just got so much utility in his kit that the Jug can kind of struggle.
What do you think about the Aghanim Scepter this game? Like, is there viability? Because it does feel like the Omni is so important, but in fact, hold that thought, because Cuckoo could be in trouble. But no, he'll be fine. But the Aghanim Scepter Jug, this game does seem like it could work out quite nicely, and no, definitely hold that thought. Cuckoo has been caught out. He does Astral Step once, has another one, will throw up a Ice Blast, just perfectly on point. Jabs will just compliment himself.
Can't blame him. That was really well predicted. Doesn't lead to a kill, but takes away that defense potential from Geek Fam, and well, Fnatic with that little control lead do just take over the jungle, maybe look towards that mid tier 2. And regarding that Jug buildup, I think Ags is pretty good. I think in almost every case though, like, Ags is definitely in Juggernaut's consideration, whether it's a 6th item pick or 7th as a Sint, although DJ.
DJ gonna get caught out.
Oh
with
no,
the vendetta.
come on.
Lasso is there, but they should find the kill eventually.
Yeah. The Lasso wasn't maximized because the Spike Carapace was right on top when they casted it, so just took them a bit too long to find that kill, and Fnatic, they're not gonna have any further stragglers, although with a smoke, maybe?
They might find Jabs. The thing is, you don't have that Lasso, and Fnatic know this. You do have the Omni Slash though. Raven gonna run in, smoke gonna be broken on the AA. They'll just commit onto Jabs, just get another kill for themselves, and well, that'll pretty much be it, right? They're not really in range for another objective. They think about the Roshan attempt, but I don't believe they're quite strong enough yet to take a quick Roshan, and they will just go straight back to farming.
Yeah, they have to. They need more resources in their Jug in particular. Raven, once he has the Butterfly, is going to be in a better spot. I'd say you want magic damage in here, although.
Cuckoo does dissimulate, back straight into the mid, and we'll use that Essence Ring again. We'll survive. That Essence Ring has consistently saved Cuckoo this game. He's been on the edge constantly. Still, it looks like Fnatic are going to continue to try and find pickoffs here. You are getting very close to that point as well, where Savage is going to have the hard up. He already has the Reaver. Opting to skip the Basher first. Which is perfectly fine, because that hard is going to make it seemingly impossible to kill the man. And there it is.
You don't have damage, as it is right now in Geek Fam. Like, you will rely on the Lasso and the magic damage right now. And beyond that, your Jug, I don't think is in a position to be too scary. Although, that Mindbreaker does help just a tad, especially against a PL. Still, Roish can be taken by Fnatic, and Geek Fam does not have info on the map to see this one.
No, they do not. It's a big win for Fnatic if they do get it, but Geek Fam are rushing their way there. They seem to know something is up. This could be a big Roshan teamfight as Carl, he does have the lasso. Now they will know. Savage will doppel straight out. Meanwhile, Ice is there. Lasso was on Whiteman, I believe. In fact, no, it was Ice, but he will survive. Now Moon jumping straight onto Carl, trying to control that Batrider up. He will go down. Meanwhile, Savage onto Raven, draining all that mana on the Jug. Raven is still man-fighting Savage, who runs away now. Cuckoo, though, will go down on the Void Spirit, and Whiteman also loses his life on the Grimstroke, and in fact, make it a fourth in the form of Zephyr. And now you can just go straight back into that Roshan pit.
It's the damage. It's the damage output you're seeing from Raven. Like, his farm is great, you know, all things considered. His farm is pretty darn good. It's just that Jug is not melting through anyone. We saw him throw the Omni Slash on top of the lasso onto Ice. He might have been bouncing around a bit, but it felt like it was just tickling all the heroes from Fnatic. It's just not enough. You need a lot more on the Jug here, to really be a menace, and it feels like it's going to take a bit too long for the Jug to reach that point.
It is really starting to feel that way. Like, he's going to have a butterfly up soon, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, at one point during that team fight, it looked pretty nice. Raven was successfully man-fighting the PL and winning, but the problem is finding out which one the real PL is. There was just so many illusions, and ultimately he was attacking the wrong one. It was just the cleave damage that was doing all the work. Now Carl, top lane, getting caught out as Moon will zip in, but he has plenty of help around, or maybe he doesn't. Zephyr gets silenced. Carl is going to die, and now the Rubik should also follow in his footsteps. As Moon is just going to go ahead and secure that kill, and well, Ice, Dragon Tail is going to be there on Cuckoo, but DJ also used the Yules at the same time, and he will not be able to land the Impale.
Yeah, that Yules did kind of cost him. Did break that chain stunning off, so a bit of a missed opportunity. Fnatic's still going to be perfectly happy. Like, this is going to allow them to just take that mid-tier 2. So that's one less objective on the map for Geek Fam. They've only got their bot lane intact. So at the least, there's still a tier 1 that Fnatic has to go through, but it won't take them too long to melt that tower.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically more gold for Fnatic anyway. They're just going to go ahead and claim it now. As if they needed the gold. Like, Savage is about to have that full basher up. Like, what's he got coming out? Yeah, it's going to be most of the basher. He just needs a recipe. Do find Raven's courier as well. Well, with the 17k net worth lead on the side of Fnatic, this is starting to look very, very, very dominant from this Radiant side. You know, 20 minutes ago, we'd make the argument it was a very even game, but this draft was pretty sure to fall off if they did kind of end up in this situation. You're starting to see the weaknesses of the Jug. It doesn't really scale as well as it used to either. Yeah. He's dead. That's not good.
That's a great Orchid reveal from Moon. All things considered, that's a pretty late Orchid as well on the Storm. You don't tend to see it this late, but it's still doing a lot of work for Fnatic.
Zip in, Moon. Goes straight onto Whiteman. It'll be an easy Grimstroke kill, or will it? He gets a Soulbind off, but both those supports are definitely going to die. And, well, you're near the tier 3 towers, you may as well. In fact, they found Carl. Moon, he's going to zip in after DJ. They're going to find a fourth pick-off now. And, Fnatic, I mean, they have a bit more time. They have a lot of time on that Dragon form. They could definitely apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there's no way Geek Fam can really defend this one. Like, maybe they get a good lasso once you get to respawn in your bat. That's a full minute, though. That's a lot of time where you just don't have presence. You could maybe have Cuckoo zip in and out. Very dangerous proposition for a Void. Oh,
Cuckoo getting caught out again, and there's the Orchid from Moon. And now he thinks about going after Raven. He's going to be an Ice Blast just flying through, and eventually Moon, he is very low on mana anyway. Like, he does have the Aegis, but you definitely don't want to just throw it away if you can avoid doing so. And so instead, up to the top lane. In fact, no, Ice jumping back in onto the Jug. They force the buyback from Cuckoo.
Oh man, I love this from Jabs. He actually finishes up the Kaya and Sanj, so got a little bit more tankiness in our in our AA.
Cuckoo caught out again. We'll go down. That's going to be a dieback on Cuckoo. And yeah, it's not very often you get to see the Kaya and Sanj being finished off on Jabs. Good on you, Jabs.
Yeah, he is complimenting himself today, so feeling really nice about his gameplay today.
He
And
deserves
Geek
it,
Fam,
John.
oh, he definitely does, right? He's been on point with these shots on the Ice Blast, and Geek Fam, it's falling apart. Like, they still have their tier 2 bot, so Fnatic can't go for that full Mega Creeps. In fact, they go away from the range barracks. Oh, Savage.
Well, getting caught out with the lasso. That's going to be a big pick-off. They actually find it. The rest of the team just already left the building. Savage just maybe sticking around a little too late, and it'll cost him. Of course, he wasn't the one holding the Aegis. That was Moon. So, and speaking of, it does expire now. I mean, it's a fair bit of gold. It's not going to affect Fnatic that much, I don't think, though. I mean, they've got a 24k net worth lead. In fact, look at Moon. Just zipping in, though, Carl. A very, very nice BKB. Now the silence came out, but they don't have lasso. But they have a soulbind. And with the silence, it's going to be enough. In fact, no, Moon, he's just too tanky. There's just no follow-up. Geek Fam, they're trying to be creative here, but well, now Ice jumps in with the Inkswell, with the Dragon Tail. They're going to just perma-stun up Raven. And Raven, well, he doesn't even have anything to use right now. He can't Omni, he can't do anything else. He will die. Cuckoo as well, probably going to go down, and they've called the GG. And Fnatic with a very, very dominant Game 1 victory over Geek Fam. Geek Fam, great start, but overall the draft just couldn't carry them through.